guys, what's up? Frank Fulci back again with another of my newest series here. I guess you can call it a series of videos. My collection overview. So if you've seen the title and the thumbnail, obviously you know this one is for Vestron video. So I think this is the 5th one I've done of these now. So getting, you know, on a roll here. First was Full Moon, Unearth. Oh, maybe this is my 4th one. Necrostorm. Maybe it's my 5th. I don't know. I don't know what the hell last week could have been. I already am forgetting everything. Anyway, guys, my hair is looking a little funky here, so don't mind me. I'm looking a mess. Anyway, guys, like I said, talking about Vestron video here today. So a little background of Vestron. They were originally in operation from 1981 to 1992, I believe. They're actually pretty close to me in proximity. I think they were run out of Stamford, Connecticut. So I'm in New York. Some of you guys know that already. Then they kind of went out of business. They were defunct, whatever you want to say. And they were revitalized by Lionsgate in 2016. Put out a bunch of releases between 2016 and 2018, and then died again. Didn't officially go out of business, but just no new titles were announced or came out until this coming September or October, this September, I think. Ready up for pre-order are the next 2 titles. One is a favorite of mine from when I was growing up, Little Monsters, and Shivers. It's a Canadian release by David Cronenberg. So, let's jump into the ones that have been released. There's 17 of them, so I can talk about some of them. Some I can't because I haven't watched, but and some I haven't seen in a while. So again, thanks for watching, guys, and hopefully you learned something new here. Anyway, this is the Vestron Video Collectors series, so you'll see they all have slips. They're all numbered, and first up is number 1, Chopping Maul, which has awesome cover art, awesome name, although the name is kind of misleading. And so is the cover art, really? Not really. It's probably better known, or a more descriptive title would be its AKA title, which is Killbots. Because it has a slasher, it's a slasher at heart, but the antagonists are robots, killer robots. So these young kids, young teens, one of them being Barbara Crampton, the ever lovely Barbara Crampton, they're trapped in the mall, and the security bots go haywire and become bad, evil bots, and they're fucking these kids up. So a good movie. I just rewatched this the other day just so I could have it fresh in my mind, but I love that one. One that I do not love so much is number 2, Blood Diner. This is a horror comedy, or it's supposed to be. Hit me in the comments below, guys. Tell me what you like about this, because I fucking hate this movie. I remember hating this when I watched it in 2016 when it first came out on this Blu-ray. You know, it's originally from 1987, so I didn't see it until this release, but hated it then. Rewatched it the other day, wanted to give it another chance. Hate it now. There's nothing funny about this movie whatsoever. I have a pretty good sense of humor, and I could have some immature stuff be funny, but this is just like 12-year-old humor to me. And I did not laugh out loud once. The effects are cool. The final form of C.H.U.D, the Egyptian goddess, or what is it? Not Egyptian, but I forget what it is. What kind of mythology or whatever goddess? C.H.U.D, that these 2 brothers pray to, and they try to resurrect, and they end up succeeding because their uncle, who is just, he's resurrected 20 years later, whatever, by them from his grave, and he's just a set of eyeballs and a brain in a jar. I don't know, not good, not a good movie, guys, but tell me down below why I'm wrong. Next up are 2 movies in one set, number 3, which is Waxwork and Waxwork 2. I did watch these when I first got this release again in 2016 when Vestron started again, but I don't remember this. I remember liking them. Waxwork is from 1988, Waxwork 2 is from 1991. I remember liking these movies, the first one more so than the second one, and I just don't remember much about them though. So yeah, can't say much more about that. This is a great one. This is number 4, Return of the Living Dead 3. Quite different from both Return 1 and 2. I actually I love Return of the Living Dead 1. I do not like Return of the Living Dead 2, but I love this one as well. So this one and the first one are probably tied for me for different reasons. This one is not as goofy in terms of the comedy, but the effects are cool, the gore is cool, the makeup, well, the zombies, the story itself is pretty good from what I remember. And this girl in here, I forget her name, but she's hot and she's all fucking crazy with she loves pain, and she has these fucking glass and nails and things sticking out of her. She's awesome. So that's a great movie. Next up is another one. You guys are gonna get the impression that I just hate horror comedies, but it's not true. I actually love horror comedies when done right. This next one is number 5, also supposed to be I mean, it is a comedy, Chud 2, Bud the Chud. I do not like this movie either. I mean, it's okay for what it is. I like it better than Blood Diner, that's for sure. Originally from 1988 also. Not anywhere. I loved the first Chud movie, which was put out by Arrow. There's a release of that out. And that movie was great. That one has a more serious tone, and it's like an actual like monster movie. This one has nothing to do with these Chuds. Like, they show this on the cover, but Bud the Chud is not like this at all. So it's very misleading. It's probably like Troll 2 is to Troll. Like, there's really nothing that has to do with the first one. So again, not a fan. I'm sure I'll hear it from you guys. But next up is another one I watched recently, just to have something to talk about with you guys, is Ken Russell's The Lair of the White Worm. This movie was good. It started off kind of, I didn't really know what the hell was going on. But this one is from originally, again, another 1988 film. This is like a vampire flick almost, but not really vampires. They're snakes, like serpentine type creatures, and she's the main chick right here. I forget what the actress's name. I don't know if it's one of the names that's on the cover. It must be either Amanda Donahue or Catherine Oxenberg, but I don't know which is that actress. No, it's not Oxenberg. Anyway, she's sexy as hell in this movie, and this is great. Great effects, great. Most of them are practical. There's some visual effects in there. They do some weird like overlaying of frames and things, so that's a little weird, a little jarring at times. But again, goes with the time period. Let's see if you can see a version of her snake-like self. Awesome. So that's a great movie, guys. Next up, another one that I did not like. I thought I was going to. Number 7 in this Vestron revitalization is Parents. That's a little washed out from the light. I'm sorry about that. But this movie, judging by like the name and the cover and everything, you would think is a comedy. I guess maybe it's supposed to be. It's not. Again, it's not even like dry humor. It's played more seriously, and it's about these parents who are essentially cannibals. But nothing really happens in this movie. It's more of like an exploration of the son, who's like he's like 10, and he just goes through life eating leftovers with his parents every night. And he asks them, what are these leftovers? And they just say leftovers. And what were they before that? Leftovers to be. Like, it's just a weird movie, and I wanted to like it, but I think the ending was pretty cool, but other than that, it was not that great. Number 8, The Gate. This is a great movie. Again, I haven't seen this since this particular release came out. I did watch it as soon as I got this years ago. Everyone, I feel like, knows The Gate. If not, unfortunately, I can't tell you too much more. It's basically a supernatural movie. These young kids, I think they're like digging up in their backyard. They're playing, or there's some sort of excavation going on in their yard, and they just so happen to open up the gate to hell, essentially. And all these little demons, almost like some Ray Harryhausen type demons. You know, stop motion type stuff. Anyway, they start coming out, and there's all sorts of other different creatures and things in this. So that's a good movie. Again, I wish I could tell you guys more, but my memory is not so great. This is another set that I was really excited about when it came out, actually. This might be one of my favorite ones in this line so far. Is number 9 in this, and this is the Wishmaster collection. So it actually has all 4 Wishmaster movies. So 4 for the price of 1 in this. I do believe they're all on their separate discs. Yeah, it's not like they tried to really squeeze more than one movie on a disc, which with Blu-ray you can, but it's actually 3 discs. So Wishmaster 3 and 4 on their own disc, or on 1 disc rather. So 4 film set, 3 discs. Anyway, again, I feel like most people know Wishmaster, but he's basically like a genie, an evil genie, djinn. and he grants wishes, and of course they're never quite what people want them to be, because you have to word your wishes very carefully. Obviously the first two movies in this collection are the best of the four. Yeah, you can't go wrong with Wishmaster. Even the later two, they're okay for what they are. I'm not sure if I've ever actually seen the fourth one. I might have years ago, but definitely know I've seen the first two multiple times. So next up, guys, is number 10. Another one that's not that great overall, The Unholy. Another supernatural flick, basically about a couple of priests. They mysteriously die, and it turns out they're being killed by this unseen force. It's actually the Unholy. That's just the name of it. It's like the devil's most powerful demon, and there's no name. It's just the Unholy. And there's this third priest that comes, and he reopens his church that the first two tried to run, and he's basically chosen by God. That's why he's indestructible, and the Unholy cannot tempt him. And it's okay. This movie is actually pretty long. Another one from 1988. All these movies are from like the same year. An hour 42 minutes. They literally could have cut out 30 minutes, and this would have been better. One funny thing to note about this is there's the dad from Boy Meets World is one of the main characters in this, and this takes place in New Orleans, so he has some strange New Orleans accent, but pretty good. Decent overall. Like I said, could have been better, but again, the effects in this one are great. Special effects are really good in that one. Practical effects. Next up is another collection. This is number 11. This is the Warlock collection, and there's 3 films in this. And let's see the discs on this. Oh, this one's actually still sealed, guys. So you know I've never actually opened this. I don't want to open this quite yet. I will. I'll probably watch this one a couple of these soon. I did watch the original Warlock years ago on TV, like on demand, with a bunch of my buddies. A lot of them don't even like horror films, and me and my other friend who do love horror films were like flipping through the channels, and we're like, yeah, let's throw on Warlock. So a cheesy, I guess the story is similar to the Wishmaster movies, not quite, but a Warlock is similar, right? An evil Warlock flees from the 17th to the 20th century and works to unleash Satan upon the world in these 3 supernaturally chilling films. That gives you an idea right there. I'm just trying to look for a year. 1989, and then the second one's from 93, and then the third one's from 99. So over a 10-year span, 3 of these came out. And a lot of these movies they have a decent amount of special features, I should say. And they're all Region A, by the way, guys. But this one, for instance, most of the special features are for Warlock 1, but there's audio commentary, score, and audio interview tracks, interviews with Julian Sands, the director Steve Miner, the effects creators, behind-the-scenes footage, vintage interview segments, vintage featurettes, another vintage featurette, trailers, and TV spots and still galleries. So decent amount of features on these Blu-rays. Another one that everyone knows, I would like to think, after all this time, that most people know about this one. This is one that comes up in like best slasher films type conversations. This is number 12 in the Vestron revitalization, and that is Slaughter High. Now, I don't think I have this one open either. This is still sealed. This movie originally from 1986. A great film. I haven't seen this in years, but a great slasher. I used to have the DVD from Arrow. I sold it earlier last year, so almost 2 years ago. But yeah, Marty. This is a great slasher flick, so definitely check that one out. Now, this is one that I haven't seen either. This is number 13 from Vestron Collector Series, and this is Gothic. So I don't know much about this. I can read the back of this. This is from 86 also. 1816, a sprawling villa in Switzerland, and the setting for the night of the haunted summer, when 5 famous friends gather around an ancient skull to conjure up their darkest fears. Poets Lord Byron and Percy Shelley, Shelley's fiancée Mary Godwin, Mary's stepsister Claire Claremont, and Byron's friend Dr. Jean Polidori spend a hallucinogenic evening confronting their fears in an orgiastic frenzy of shock lunacy that later inspired Mary Shelley to write the classic Frankenstein, and Dr. Polidori to pen The Vampire, which became the basis for the creation of Dracula. One fateful evening, 2 legends were born in Ken Russell's Gothic. So it sounds interesting, story of Mary Shelley and Dr. Polidori. The cover is definitely interesting, that little demon child creature there. But yeah, I have not seen that, unfortunately, guys, so not much else I can say about that one. This is one that I actually watched last night for the first time, Class of 1999. This is a great movie. This is number 14 in the collection here. This one's great. It's like a sci-fi horror movie, action. There's all sorts of shit going on in this. It's basically like Lean on Me meets the Terminator. So these kids it's in the future, a future 1999, where Stacy Keach has a stark white mullet and white eyes, and he's the leader of the national organization for like school defense or some shit at Kennedy High. They're basically a bunch of cities, major cities, New York City, Los Angeles, whatever, are overrun by gangs in this future 1999. And these young teen gangs, they're all dressed like punks and everything. And they're basically free fire zones, which is like no cops are allowed. All the gangs took over these spots, but they're trying to reopen this school, Kennedy High. And in order to keep these rowdy kids in check, they start this program that's basically sending teachers that are actually robots. They're actually androids. They look like humans. So Pam Grier is one of them. A couple of other actors in here. Malcolm McDowell's in this. He's actually the principal of the school. Anyway, great movie, great special effects, fantastic action, great acting. This is a fun one. Definitely check that one out. Next is another great one, number 15, one that I have not seen in years. That is Beyond Re-Animator. So I believe this is the third in the series. I think Bride was second, right? This is from 2003, so this is the newest one, really, of all these films. Commentary with director Brian Usna, interviews with the composer, another interview with director Brian Usna. An interview with Brian Usna in addition to the commentary with him. Death Row Sideshow, an interview with actor Jeffrey Combs. So a lot of good features on this. There's more. But yeah, everyone knows the story of Re-Animator, right? Jeffrey Combs plays Dr. Herbert West. They have this... fuck me, I'm gonna get yelled at in the comments for not knowing the name of that elixir, if it even has a name. But they're back at Miskatonic University and all that good stuff. So definitely a good film. Again, it's been years since I've seen it. This next one is one I have not seen either. The cover alone is awesome, and it is based on an H.P. Lovecraft story. This is number 16. This is Dagon. Sorry guys, again, I can't tell you much about this. This is from 2002, so another newer one, a year before that. Re-Animator flick. Based on a short story by H.P. Lovecraft, the undisputed master of macabre, Dagon follows Paul and his girlfriend Barbara as they celebrate the success of their new company on a yacht off the coast of Spain. When a sudden storm smashes their boat on a reef, Barbara and Paul swim to the nearest town for help. The decrepit fishing village of Imboca at first seems to be deserted, but unblinking eyes peer out from boarded-up houses. Strange inhabitants offer little help to the stranded couple. By nightfall, Barbara is missing, and Paul finds herself pursued by the entire town. But a town of what? So interesting. Again, the cover art alone is fucking dope on this, and the premise sounds awesome. So I'm sure this is good. Or at least I hope it is. Like I said, some of these other ones I thought were gonna be good. Fucking disappointing. Parents being one of them. Blood Diner, another. Anyway, Maximum Overdrive is the last one that has been released thus far until these other ones come out in September. This is number 17 of Vestron Collector Series from Lionsgate and Vestron in conjunction with each other. Anyway, Emilio Estevez is in this. This is directed by Stephen King. I'm pretty sure this is the only movie he's ever directed. There's a big green goblin face that's on the front of this killer monster truck. This cover alone is fucking sick, so hopefully you guys have seen this movie. It's not as great as it could be. The premise is pretty good. Again, there's this just killer monster truck going around fucking hunting people down. These guys, this Emilio Estevez and all these characters end up getting stuck in a gas station, and they gotta kill this fucking truck. There's a great soundtrack from AC/DC. And again, haven't seen this in years, so I can't really say much more. But again, this one isn't as good as it could be. But maybe that partly from the direction of Stephen King. If they had a different director, maybe it would have been better. But that's fine. It is what it is. and I'm glad to have it in the collection, of course. So happy to have all these, really, even the ones that are a little disappointing. Again, it's nice to round out the collection. I'm glad I have these all, and of course I've pre-ordered the other two immediately, and they were like 2 for the price of 1, so they're individual releases. There's not like a set. But on Diabolic, I believe it was, they were like 22 bucks for the 2 of them. And I said, Little Monsters is a favorite of mine. Haven't seen it in years, but I used to watch it all the time as a kid. And Shivers I've never seen, but again, cover art looks awesome. It's a Cronenberg flick, so it's got to be good, right? But yeah, that's it, guys. Vestron video collection here. I just remembered I did Grindhouse releasing one too, like an idiot. So this is the 5th one I've done of these. Anyway, guys, hopefully you liked what you saw here. Let me know if you guys have all of these in your collection. If you have some of them, let me know. Let me know which one's your favorite. And let me know if you like the ones that I dislike. And tell me why you like them, because I tried. I really, like I said, I watched Blood Diner twice. Fucking can't stand it. Parents was what else? Chud 2. I know a lot of people love that movie. It's just not for me, guys. I loved the first one. I mean, I would rewatch Chud 2, but the first one is way better in my opinion. Again, I do love horror comedies, but in this case, I like the more serious tone for a monster movie. Chud 2, Bud is almost like a zombie. He's not really a fucking monster. But anyway, make sure you guys subscribe if you haven't already. Thank you for watching. Hit me with that thumbs up. Hit me in the comments. Like I said, I'd love to hear from you guys. I want to hear your opinions and thoughts. I will be away next week, so I'm not going to be able to do a Wednesday night video. And like I tell you guys every week, I'm kind of running out of smaller collections to do anyway. So I guess sooner rather than later, I'm going to have to start chipping away at my bigger ones. Smaller ones, I could do a Tetra video. I could do an Artsploitation. I haven't watched a lot of those movies. But the bigger collections then will start coming. 88 Films, Vinegar Syndrome, Severin, Blue Underground, Arrow, Scream Factory. We'll see what happens, guys. Anyway, make sure you visit repulsivereviews.com for the latest reviews that I've written. I did one the other day of a CD, a horror punk album. I have some movie reviews, obviously. Make sure you hit up my Etsy shop, show some support that way. If you want to show support other ways, I have my Amazon wish list link down below as well. Of course, my social media, you guys can always hit me up on those as well. They're also linked down below. Until next time, guys, peace out. Be good.